and welcome to my channel. First of all, it's been a very long time since I've uploaded anything, roughly 2 weeks. So I'm super excited to be back uploading videos. Pretty much just life got pretty crazy. Had to do some traveling, you know, kids, school, all that. So now that things have calmed down, I'm super excited for today's video. We're going to be doing a full face of $1 makeup. So most of these products came from the website shopmissa.com, and a couple of the items came from the Dollar Tree or dollar stores, but they're all $1 items. So pretty happy about that. Definitely glad to be back. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, definitely you should. I hope you do, and I hope you enjoy this video. So we'll go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and list all of the products before we actually do application, and I will fast forward through, you know, some aspects of the application because it's just blending or, you know, something like that. So I already have some tape on because I do want to do a pretty dramatic eye look with the $1 shadows that I've got. And first of all, I wasn't able to find any primer on the website shopmissa.com or in the store, either Dollar Tree or the dollar store, for only $1. So I just went in. I did do dermaplaning today, so I went ahead and I used some of my 111 Skin Y Theorem Repair Serum. I figure if it's good enough for after plastic surgery, it should be good enough for my irritated face, which is not really irritated, but, you know, dermaplaning can get pretty rough and leave your skin kind of stingy, I guess you would say. And then I've also got on a little bit of the Porefessional primer. Now, I've had this teeny tiny sample for forever. I am going to have to go ahead and purchase that full size because I really like that primer. If you haven't used that, it's by Benefit. It is pretty awesome, and it feels different. It's very blurring as far as pores. It has a mushroom extract in it, which kind of fills your pores and basically just makes your skin look more flawless and perfect than it actually is before you even apply the makeup. So this has definitely got a pore filling aspect to it, which I love. So I will go ahead and start with the products. First and foremost, before I begin telling you guys about the products, let me just tell you guys, you may already know this, you may not, because I wasn't aware of the website shopmissa.com at all. But upon reading on their site, it's pretty interesting things going on there. Apparently, all their brands are cruelty-free. There are some brands on there that actually a portion of the proceeds from each purchase, each $1 item or $1.55 item that you purchase, actually goes back to charity. And then there's also a brand called PAWS, as in P-A-W-S. It's an acronym. I'm not sure what it stands for, but a portion of that, you know, a portion of their proceeds actually go to some type of a humane society or an ASPCA type of an organization. So I thought that was pretty awesome. So hopefully some of these products or all these products are really great, but even if they're not, at least we contributed to charity a little. Anyway, so I think that I'm pretty impressed with the packaging and the overall look. I did swatch some of these products, did kind of, you know, check them and play with them a little bit. The first thing that I'm going to say is this AOA Wonder Blender is pretty amazing. It's pretty fabulous. It is, I literally cannot tell a difference between the texture or the squishiness of this beauty sponge and a $20 beauty blender. So I've got an order in now for about 10 of these guys. So very happy with this. I had to get this out and play with it, you know, feel it, just because it looked so much like a beauty blender when I got it. And sure enough, it is very similar, if not identical to a beauty blender. So it makes me question, why would I give $20 for a sponge when I can pay $1 for a sponge and it's just as good? I'm not going to do that. So, which I've not purchased many beauty blenders because of the price. I think that $20 for a makeup sponge is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it blows my mind that we're spending that much on a sponge. So, moving on. Definitely, though, if you guys haven't tried those, you may want to. The first product that we are going to be using in this full face $1 video is the AOA Perfect BB Cream in the shade Light. Now, I had to get a BB cream because it seemed to be a little bit of a recurring theme that they were out of stock on a lot of items. I'm hoping that that means that it's because the products are good and they're selling, and that's why. So, I also noticed, though, that apparently they restock pretty quickly, and when they do, they send you an email that they've restocked all of their items that they were out of stock. So, I think that's pretty cool. Now, the reason that I didn't get a foundation is, of course, because there was no foundation that I could shade match with. So, I just went ahead and picked up one of the BB creams because it was the only one, you know, that I could find that I wasn't super worried was not in my shade range or that I could work with. The next item that we're going to be using is the AOA Wonder Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Tease. It's a nice, cool, mauvey, purpley color. Next, again, an issue where, that's why I said it seems to be a recurring theme, the issue where they did not have my actual color or shade in concealer. So I went with the AOA Wonder Cover Corrector in the shade Light Yellow. Next, we're going to be using the Starry Smooth and Luxe Blush in the shade number 1. And I did swatch this, and it's very pigmented, so I'm going to certainly be using a very light hand with that. Now, the next item is the Zuri Shaping and Strobing Contouring Kit. The packaging is pretty impressive on this. The cool toned, you know, contour color is actually pretty impressive. This highlighter, when I swatched it, was not impressive at all, but we're going to try it anyway. And then this bronzer, even though it is pretty orangey, it's still, you know, for $1, 4 shades, and they're big pans. That's pretty awesome. I did just drop this fellow here, and I did this. I'm so ashamed. But anyway, so I'll be setting my under eye with that. Hopefully that'll work out. Not too sure. It does feel very smooth, but I just find that, you know, questionable if that can set the under eye very well or not. We'll see, though. I could be wrong. So the next thing is the Amuse eyeshadow primer in the shade Blank Canvas. Now, if you look at this, you may notice it's very reminiscent of a MAC paint pot, which a lot of people do use as eyeshadow base or eyeshadow primer, but technically MAC paint pot is supposed to be an eyeshadow. But I thought that was pretty cool. I'm hoping that that performs, you know, at least almost as good as a MAC paint pot, because if so, that is pretty amazing considering this is $1 and a MAC paint pot is $22, $22 to $24. So hopefully that works out. Our next item is the Amuse 9-color eyeshadow kit in the shade Temptress. I love these 2 colors here, so I'm definitely going to be using those for sure. We'll see what kind of an eye look we can create with that. I want to find out the blendability of this formula. And if you notice, these are all matte shades. This black has a little bit of shimmer in it. But these are pretty much all matte shades. And matte shades will tell you whether or not if the formula is at all good, because of course they're harder to blend. Usually when you have a shimmery or a satin finish shade, it's a little bit easier to blend. It's a little bit softer. So we will see with those guys. I wanted to make sure that we put these to the test just to see the quality. The next thing we'll be using is the Matte Compact Powder in the shade Ivory. This is by the brand Santee, which is another brand that they have on the site. They have quite a few, 4 or 5 different brands, and then they have a couple of hit or miss items, which I didn't see, like a full line of cosmetics. It was just those few items, like LA Colors, things like that. The next thing that we have here is the Amuse Duo Eyebrow Shadow in the shade Light. This even comes with a cute little stencil, or actually a few little stencils, which I've never used those, but I might try them, I might not. I probably won't, I won't lie. I can't do the stencil thing. I have really light eyebrows. It's definitely time for me to tint those again. I have a video on eyebrow tinting. If you guys haven't watched it, certainly check that out. Now, this product I thought was really cool. And I'm not sure why more brands aren't actually doing this. I'm pretty sure I know why. It's because you would save, you know, some money. But this is the liquid and pencil eyeliner in one. This is by the brand Amuse Cosmetics. It is the 2-in-1 pencil and liquid eyeliner. On the top end, we have a retractable pencil, like for the waterline, which is what I'm going to use it for. And then down here, we have a liquid dip type of liquid eyeliner. Now, just as far as first impressions, I can tell you that I don't much like this applicator because it is a hard type of felt liner, and I'm used to, if it's hard felt tip, then I've only ever used those in, you know, a pen form. So hopefully I can use those without creating a huge weird mess, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids really quickly and get into an eyeshadow look. For part of the video, I will be pausing and coming back because I don't want to bore you guys. I don't want this to be a 20-minute video, and we're already at roughly 12 minutes because I've been rambling, talking about the products, and just going through them. So I'll go ahead and I will pause and come right back. I'm going to prime my lids so we can do the eyeshadow look first, so that way that any fallout or anything like that we can take care of, and so that I can use tape for a good crisp line. So I'll be right back for that. Okay, so I've got my lids primed using the eyeshadow primer from the brand Amuse. Also, I did forget to say, I couldn't actually get a mascara on the website, shopmissa.com, because they were out of stock. They had some colored mascara, which I don't use. I use black, and that's it. So I picked up this Beauty Benefits Hollywood at the Dollar Tree. It is supposed to be lengthening, so we will be trying that out. And then also these LA Colors Dramatalash false lashes that I got at the Dollar General. I have went ahead and prepared those by cutting them in half because that's how I apply false eyelashes. And I also have a tutorial video on how to apply false lashes. If you guys want, check that out as well. So I have went ahead and laid down the eyeshadow primer that we've got for $1. I'm going to go ahead and come in with this shade, which is the lightest shade on there, and I'm going to go all over the lid with that. So I'll be right back for that. Okay, so I have laid down this lightest shade all over the lid just as a base color. The next color that I am going to come in with as a transition is this yellowy, bronzy, yellowy, I don't know what we would call it, I guess like an ochre shade. I'm going to use that as my transition color, and I will be right back. Now, I do want to say the Amuse eyeshadow primer is definitely not as good of a quality as a MAC paint pot. Of course, I don't think any of us expected it to be, but it is a little bit greasy, but hopefully it does kind of brighten or enhance the pigmentation of our eyeshadow, and hopefully it does make our shadow stay on. And I'll definitely give you guys my opinions of the wearability and how long wearing it is. So I will go ahead and as my transition shade, again, I'm going to be using this ochre yellowish type of a color. So I'll be back for that. Okay, so I have laid down this, we'll call it ochre shade, in my crease. I used a fluffy eye blender brush from e.l.f. It's pretty tapered. You know, started with my regular windshield wiper effect type of motion, and then went into, you know, tiny, round, very light type of you know, blending. So I will say for $1 so far, that's not bad at all. That's extremely pigmented for 9 pans, 9 good size pans of shadow. So I'm pretty impressed with that. So the next shade that I am going to come in with to try and brighten and deepen up this crease is this one in the middle, which is kind of a orangey brown. And I'll be right back for that. Okay, so I've deepened up the crease with this middle shade right here. I'm actually going to go back into this shade because I do want that super blended look. I will say, though, I'm pretty impressed with these $1 eyeshadow colors and the blendability of these colors. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty happy about the eyeshadow so far, I will say that. Okay, so I have brought that transition color, the yellow ochre or whatever we're calling it, a little bit higher, just so that way that we've got a good blended look. I am going to go in now to this burgundy shade. I'm going to put a little bit in the crease towards the end, and then I'm also going to pack on a little bit just at the edge, so that way that we have kind of a pulled out, you know, a little bit of a cat eye blended effect. So 1 second for that. And just so you guys know, I've switched it up to this $1 Wet n Wild brush that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I'm actually pretty impressed with these brushes so far. At least this crease brush for eyeshadow, as well as their contour brush. So I did just want to let you guys know some of their brushes are pretty okay. Alright, so the video definitely was going to be too long if I had just kept on with the, you know, finishing of the full face. So I went ahead and I've put everything together. I actually did not use the $1 false lashes that I had intended to use, simply because I like this eye look. I like it a lot. It's actually really nice. You know, which I know I've said that throughout the video, but those eyeshadows for $1 have really impressed me. I went ahead and went in with the eyebrow powder, which I do not like at all. I wanted a bold look. It was not giving it to me. So I actually had to come in with something else just to deepen that up. I just used a little bit of the Model Company More Brows with the little spoolie and darken those brows up. I used the lipstick. It was nice as a matte color, but everything was looking pretty flat. So to liven that up, I did actually use some of the Tarteist Shimmering Lip Paint in Flaming Hot, just as a top coat, and just to kind of, you know, give myself some shimmer somewhere on my face, because I did use all matte eyeshadows. And just as I had suspected, the highlighter from the contour palette, which was this stuff right here, that shimmer was just a spray over and it didn't work out. So I came in with some Ofra highlighter, Star Island highlighter. So this is the full put together look. The hits for this full face of $1 makeup from Shop Miss A, of course, are the Amuse eyeshadow palette in the option Temptress, which is number 2 on the website. I did like the mascara, so much so that I didn't bother with false eyelashes, because I wanted my eyeshadow look to pop out as much as possible. This is the Beauty Benefits Hollywood from the Dollar Tree. I did like the matte, the Wonder Matte AOA Studios. I would have worn that alone, you know, without a top coat over it, if it weren't for the fact that I felt like it did need a punch of sparkle. But I definitely will be wearing that. Also, one of the hits is this AOA Wonder Cover in the shade Light Yellow. As you can see, it's definitely a pretty good concealer, especially for $1. This little dupe for the MAC Paint Pot, the Amuse eyeshadow primer, it's a hit. I definitely like it. It does make the eyeshadow more vibrant. I don't know about wear test as far as how long it'll stay on, but and the finishing powder, the matte powder compact, that was also pretty good. It's minimized my pores, filled in, you know, just basically made everything really smooth. Other than this highlighter, which is not really a highlighter, it just has the spray over glitter, and it's really chunky glitter. Other than that, this palette, the Zuri Shaping and Strobing Face Contouring and Highlighting Kit, is also a hit. Now, the misses for this were definitely the eye pencil, the 2-in-1. I don't like the fact that I have no control of the liquid. And then the pencil also is very smudgy. It comes off. So this is a miss for me. This Starry Smooth and Luxe Blush is a miss for me because it is so pigmented. It's hard to blend. Definitely won't be using that again. Of course, the foundation is a definite miss, or BB cream. It doesn't cover anything, and it oxidizes. So I feel like the powder definitely saved the day for this BB cream, and it set it so that it would, you know, stop oxidizing even more because it was becoming even more orangey as time went on. I feel like the powder did stop that kind of in its tracks and make everything just even out. And then this guy, the Amuse Eyebrow Powder. It's not pigmented. It doesn't cling on to the actual hairs, so I would not recommend this. So definitely there were more hits than misses in my $1 video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I do like the overall look that I was able to create. And again, this is with all $1 products. So my order total, not accounting for the mascara, which I picked up at the Dollar Tree, was $16.95. That was every item that I purchased, which was 13 items, and then $3.95 for shipping and handling. So that's pretty awesome. Definitely, I want to thank everyone who's subscribed to my channel. You guys are awesome. If you haven't subscribed, I hope that you do. I will be putting out more videos in the future. My next videos will probably be my Ipsy Plus as well as my BoxyCharm unboxing, so I hope you guys check those out. Thank you for watching the video. I apologize that it was so long. It is a full face, so it did take me a little while, and I wanted to give you guys as much information as possible about all the products. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like the video, and I hope you have a great day.